With the NFL draft just wrapping up this weekend, I thought that it would be a good idea to kind of get this content going and get the conversation going and just kind of dive right into it. So it's time to welcome all the hatred, all these rival opponents. Because yes, this is a Cowboys channel, but no, I will not be biased in this. I will not be, so Cowboys friendly or just, no. I want to really, give a thorough breakdown of how I think that each team did. Just kind of recapping the season, you're looking at a division that's really getting better. That is, the Skins, they dropped off, missed the playoffs. The Eagles found their quarterback in Carson Wentz, even though they missed the playoffs. And the Giants, you look at that D-line, you look at obviously Eli Manning still there, you think of the star, that is Odell Beckham. But with this draft, I think that every team kind of really, I honestly think that every team in this draft had like a very, like, be in above draft. It was some things that maybe I would have did better for each team, but I'm not plugged in with each team, so I'm just gonna give like my recap on what I think that, how they hit their picks and what picks I think could pan out and what picks I do think could actually help the team. So this is non-biased. Again, this is not me just being a Cowboys homer. I'm a football fan first. I even saw a comment, some dude or whoever was like, yo, you copy everything that they said, that I copy what analysts say or this, that, and the third. And I was like, okay, well, if you want to do your research on me, and people who follow this channel know, go look back to the video I made the day that Tony Romo got hurt, or the day that he was diagnosed with he'll be out for, indefinitely, more or less. I said this was before Dak had played a regular season game. I said the Cowboys will go 11-5 and Dak Prescott will lead this team. We will be fine. Go look at the video. The day that Dak Prescott was drafted, I said that the Dak Prescott pick was an A+ pick. Go look at the video. So that's not me listening to experts, because experts call Dak Prescott, he can come in and learn behind Tony, and he could be a career backup. So no. This is just me giving my opinion. Trust me, I'm a musician. If you guys don't know about this channel, I'm a drummer, and I just like to, again, this is just me being a football nerd. So I'm gonna get into it. The first one I'm gonna start with is the New York Football Giants. So, let's go. When you're thinking about the New York Giants, you're thinking about a team that obviously has championship pedigree. They are obviously the team that has most recently won a Super Bowl in our division. However, you're thinking about Eli Manning. He's led the league in picks a couple years. What do they want to do in the draft? Do they want to draft his replacement? How are they going to, continue to obviously build success? Now you have Odell Beckham. They brought in Brandon Marshall, and then 2 years ago they brought in Snacks Harrison, a bunch of guys on that defensive line. They brought in the, what's he called himself? The Bunny Rabbit kid from Janoris Jenkins from the Rams. He also went to Florida. Then he transferred to a small school because he got kicked off the team in Florida. I just remembered it. This is the draft nerd in me talking. But nonetheless, that was a good pickup for them. And obviously just the emergence of Landon Collins. So you're thinking about a really good team and a really good roster. However, I thought they had questions at their middle linebacker position. They didn't address that in this draft. Looking at Evan Ingram, I think it's a good pick. However, with the Reuben Foster still on the board, I would have went there just because they have absolutely no linebacker play whatsoever. And, thinking about if something does happen to one of those beasts on the D-line, you're thinking about a Snacks Harrison. He does play very well, but you need linebacker play. You need somebody on that linebacking core who can make plays. I like the pick, though, because they haven't had a tight end. Like, they had Larry Donnell and Will Tye. They're just guys. You need a playmaker. However, how many balls is this to throw around? That came out crazy, I'm pretty sure. So you guys control on that one. But seriously, Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, that already could be a disaster for Eli. And then you're thinking about Sterling Shepard. So who's gonna get these passes? And then you're thinking about Evan Ingram. He can't block, so essentially he's going to be another possession receiver. Now he does have some skill. Ran like a 4.4 or a 4.3. He's basically a big possession receiver to me, because you're not really gonna play him in line. I like the Wayne Gallman pick. Just a hard runner, very comparable to DeMarco Murray when he came out as the 3rd round pick from Oklahoma. So I get that pick. Powerful guy, but he's not a game changer either. Davis Webb, maybe a developmental guy. He's not my favorite. If you remember about Davis Webb, he did lose his job to Pat Mahomes at Texas Tech. That's why he transferred to Cal. So I give this draft as a whole, and they got some other picks, Avery Musk and Adam Bisconti, offensive tackle. When you think about offensive tackle, that's one of their needs because Eric Flowers, hasn't worked out for the Giants. So I thought they would have hit that earlier. They didn't. The Giants draft was decent at best. I give it a B, maybe a B minus. But you know, again, Eli's still there. They'll be right in the thick of things. That's how it is in the NFC East. The Philadelphia Eagles. So I know Eagles fans are cuckoo, but in all seriousness, Eagles fans, I got a bunch of them who are my friends and people that I talk football with. I'm good with them for the most part. Listen, I know they were pissed about the Derek Barnett pick. Maybe it's because they weren't that familiar with Derek Barnett. However, you're talking about a guy who can really play football. Don't give me measurables. I was reading something that said when it comes to defensive linemen, you always go productivity over projection. So even when you're thinking about a Myles Garrett, he projects to the NFL because he looks the part and he has all the measurables. You know, that's what scouts like to use, measurables. But you just saw a guy in Derek Barnett who just went out and got sacks on a consistent basis in the best division of football, the SEC. So to me, well, the Big Ten might have something to say about that now. But to me, I thought that was a very good pick. Now you're thinking about the two that I thought that they really knocked out the park. I like them going back-to-back with the corner position. Rasul Douglas, a very long corner. Well, they went Sidney Jones first. Obviously, he's injured. I'll get to him. But Rasul Douglas, a very long corner, a guy who has a bunch of ball production, can play very good man coverage. Not so much in off, but I love him in man coverage. Then you think about Sidney Jones. If he let him get healthy, that will determine this pick. Let him get healthy. Don't rush him back. Maybe he starts the year on PUP, but then he comes off and he comes in and contributes because the Philadelphia Eagles have had corner problems for a long, long time. So, and then Donnell Pumphrey, very similar to what's my boy, Darren Sproles. A good player, broke all of Marshall Faulk's records at San Diego State. So I like that pick. Even the Mac Hollins pick, UNC wide receiver, if he ever reaches his potential, he helped out Mitchell Trubisky a lot. Between him and Ryan Switzer, they may have gotten Mitchell Trubisky paid. So I see a guy with a bunch of upside. The problem is his route running needs work, and he didn't constantly win off the line. So, listen, I see what Philly was trying to do. They brought in Alshon Jeffrey and in free agency. So you think about Carson Wentz, how will he make the jump? Will these picks help him? They went defense because they may feel that their offense is set with Alshon Jeffrey and, you know, Torrey Smith taking the top off. So we'll see what happens with the Philadelphia Eagles. I gave their draft a B as well. Now, the shocker of it all, the Washington Redskins. You thinking about a franchise that's practically known for dysfunction, and that showed its rear basically this offseason when you thinking about what's the deal with Bruce Allen? What's the deal with Scott McCloughan? Who's the GM? Well, it turns out Scott McCloughan's been drinking again, and he's been having a bunch of issues, and who is he? And basically he gets fired, and the Skins release some stupid press release that says he is no longer with the team. We wish him the best, blah, 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 blah. Bruce Allen's back running the team. Long story short, sorry, Skins fans. However, with that being said, in his first showing back as general manager, because the fact of the matter is that's Daniel Snyder's boy. They're homies. They probably play golf together. He had a A-plus draft to me. And I'll tell you why. If the shoulder checks out with Jonathan Allen, there are 17 teams that are stupid. You're flat out stupid. This guy can play. Can play outside, can play inside. Just a disruptor, just violent with his hands. Can finish against the run and doesn't give up anything as a pass rusher. You know, you normally want your D tackle to have some pass rush moves. Can be able to get up the field quick. Jonathan Allen can do it all. He really, really can. Speed rush, check. Bull rush, check. Wiggle, check. As a defensive tackle, an amazing prospect. Like I said, 17 teams. If the shoulder checks out and 3 years from now his shoulder doesn't fall off, 17 teams are stupid. Then you look at Ryan Anderson. I like the pick. I don't love it. I think he gets washed out with his rush too much, but he will play the run very, very well. Outside linebacker, they'll probably have him rushing on passing downs. Let's see what happens there. But the two that I think that they really hit it out the park with, actually the three, the Fabian Moreau pick, the Samaje Perine pick, and the Jeremy Sprinkle pick. Those three are the ones that I say, good job, Skins, A+ draft. Because, again, Fabian Moreau, you talking about a corner who moves fluently. Now, he has the pec injury, so you got to know, will he be healthy for training camp? Will he be able to get in there and battle? Who knows? But he moves so fluently. He's one of those guys that for sure was a second-round talent. You get him in the third. And this draft was very corner-rich. The Redskins need corner help. They paid Josh Norman. He kind of underperformed to me. But then you thinking about Breland, he was getting cooked all year. So, listen, I think this was a great pick. Samaje Perine, power, physical running back. The Skins like those type of backs. I think they knocked that out the park. And then Jeremy Sprinkle. If he's not stealing at bowl games, I'm sure Skins fans have probably heard about that. I think he has a bunch of upside. And he's one of the few tight ends in this draft that can actually block. And he blocks well. So I think they had an A+ draft. Skins fans, you guys have a lot to be happy with. Just now you got to see what's going to happen with your quarterback situation. I believe that the reason that San Fran didn't take a quarterback high is because they think that Kirk is their quarterback. But who knows? If I was the Skins, I would pay Kirk. He does have some blunders, but, I mean, what else you going to get? You know, you see all these teams like the Chiefs trading up, giving up the kitchen sink for basically guys who need a bunch of work. So that should let you know the market for quarterbacks is slim to none. So you better get yours and you better hold on to it. But all in all, I think that the Skins knocked this 2017 draft out the park. And finally, the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys fans, Skins fans, Eagles fans, all of you people in here, you guys know how I feel about my Cowboys, and you guys know how I feel about this draft. It was an A+ draft. That's not me being a homer whatsoever. Hit need, double down at the corner position. I already did our draft recap. You got Cheeto. You got Jordan Lewis, two great value picks, two great feisty physical corners. I think Taco will be a project, but you see what he can do. He's so long, he basically can become JPP. The Xavier Woods pick was the pick of the draft to me because to me, he is what, you know, Jabril Peppers was trying to be. A strong safety who can come up, thump you, but have 14 picks over his career. That's ball production. So I'm not going to go too in depth to our Cowboys. This is a Cowboys channel. Anybody who follows me knows about this page. So, I mean, not about this page, but how I feel about this draft. I think that we went in with the plan and we executed it. So, it's your boy, Foots the King. Thank you, all you fans, for watching. Don't throw anything at me. Listen, if you're going to come in here and hate, that's cool. But don't be petty. Keep the racial stuff out. Call me an idiot. That's cool. I could care nothing about that. But if you have some dude coming in here saying a bunch of dumb stuff, I'll just delete you and block you. Like, that's corny to me. All right, y'all. It's your boy, Foots the King.